Right, it's William Jeremy from Learn Finance Free, and this video is a little bit different because I already write all this down for you because I want to save you guys a little bit of time, and I've been going out a lot as can't save my studio, so I just go out and bring this book with me and write all this down, and when I go home at night and I record this. So yeah, let's get started. So when we talk about share-based compensation, because it's a very important and very it's not tricky, but really cumbersome, and you have to memorize a lot of things. So yeah, so basically it's a share-based compensation, so it's kind of compensation. So you have to remember the share-based compensation is often, most of the time, treated as a kind of expense because it's compensation. You give that to your employee, and so for company's point of view, if you like, normally if your company, you're going to keep a balance sheet and an income statement, and this will be treated as an operating expense. And there are three major points during the share-based compensation. One is granted, the other is vested and settled, the third is the fortified. Okay, so let's think about this. Granted means that you like devise a plan that actually want to, I want to compensate my employees. So you're granted, and basically you are saying that you want to give your employee certain things. So that's granted. But remember, if it's just granted, it does not increase the share. Okay, because it does not affect the share, and especially if you're dealing with some I believe I write it down. For example, restricts a stock unit. Okay, so if we're dealing with this, I'm going to write it down. RSU. So if you're dealing with RSU, it's kind of like a right, or kind of like an option, but it does not require employees to actually give you money in order to exercise this option, because option is like a right to buy. But RSU is like it can change to stock under some circumstances, okay? And so you sort of treat this as this. And only when the employee is like vested and settled, that become share, okay? If it is just granted at that exact moment, it will not become share, okay? So it's vested, settled, become share. And fortified means that it's like maybe doesn't vested, something like that, or some circumstances that forbid it become vested and actually settle it. So every year it's like a complete rolling experience. So every year they will be vested and settled, and every year there are some fortified shares, fortified, say, RSU. So that will give you like subtract. Okay, so if you think about this, the fortified don't increase shares, while the vested and settled actually increase the shares, because it's like a vested, so you have to like make more shares in order to compensate them. All right, so it will increase share, but it's the fortified, it's like it doesn't exist, and it's fortified, so it's never become real, so never exercise the right, and that kind of thing just disappears. So don't increase the shares. Okay, so if you think about this, the actual thing that the company wants to compensate for the employees, whether it's a share base or whatever kind of form, okay, because I want to use a generic way to explain this. So basically it's kind of an expense because it's a compensation, it's payout to the employee, some benefit in some form. So basically you want to recognize the expense, and you will going to use the B, right, the vested and settled, subtract the fortified. Okay, you can use that, and that will recognize as operating expenses. And of course, if you want to calculate, say, the grounded or the vested or the settled or fortified, you can get the that average weighted value, the fair value here. So fair value is constantly changing, right? It's constantly changing because the price is moving up and down, all that. So fair value, I multiply the number of shares. Number of shares, you multiply that, right? Fair value multiply my number of shares, you got all this. And I use B, subtract C, and you got this net value, and that will be your operating expenses. Okay, you're going to subtract this because you're going to subtract the compensation from your income statement. Okay, and don't forget to give me a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. Okay, thanks, bye.